Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Andrew Snorton with Creative Community Solutions. And as you know, on the press and media end, we get the opportunity to cover some wonderful people, wonderful organizations, wonderful events, and that ranges from across arts and entertainment, college and professional sports, community and nonprofits, and more. Make sure to check us out on the web at asnortonccs.com and click on the menu for articles and coverage, as well as the subcategory community and nonprofits. You may also add Creative Community Solutions LLC on Facebook and YouTube. That way you'll get a chance to not only read the article, but see the smaller and larger video clips. Add us on Instagram and Twitter at Ace Norton CCS, and we will also have this available on LinkedIn and Medium. So today I get a chance to talk with someone who does tremendous work with one of the nonprofits that we've covered, Kate's Club, and I'll have him introduce himself to us.
Hey, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate you having me today. My name is William Perry, and I'm the development manager at Kate's Club.
William, thank you so much for joining us. So before we get into a big moving part taking place at the end of the month, for people who may not be familiar with the story of Kate's Club, walk through with us a little bit about what Kate's Club is all about and a little bit about the role that you play with Kate's Club.
Absolutely. The mission of Kate's Club is to empower children, teens, young adults, and their families who are grieving over the loss of someone close to them. So that could be a parent, a sibling, a caregiver, someone that played a role in their family dynamic. And our goal is to build a community of grievers so that we can reach our vision, which our vision statement is creating a world in which it's okay to grieve. And that sounds simple, but once people have been going through that grieving process, it's not so easy. So we want to really let them know that they're not alone. Kate's Club is a place where they can come and be around others who have had the similar experience, and they're able to find friends, to find people that they can talk to about their grieving process. And I'm lucky enough to be on the development team, which means I help with the fundraising. And you can tell by the color of my hair, I've had a little bit of experience working in nonprofits and politics. But I have to tell you, this is the most rewarding job I've ever had, because I get to help raise money, and then I get to see firsthand how it works in action and watching our families and the children that come to the club. We have one of our kind of marquee program is called Clubhouse, where they literally come to our facility, which is a big clubhouse, and they have a day where they build those relationships, where they recognize their grief, where they talk about the death of the person within their family, and they really get an opportunity to build that community. And it was just so inspiring this past Sunday. I mean, I was just blown away at seeing, the range of emotions that people experience when they're grieving. And we're fortunate enough to have an opportunity like Kate's Club where they can come together and understand that there are others going through the same thing, so that they're not grieving alone.
And I tell you what, you really did a great job of walking through what Kate's Club is all about. We've been fortunate on previous occasions to see this in action. And as a side note, it's not just locations in Metro Atlanta. You have a few locations across the state. Because you walk through with us a few of the cities, like I said, not only the Metro Atlanta area, but statewide where Kate's Club has a presence.
Absolutely. We're so proud. Starting in around 2023, we started really growing in some of our regions. Two of those include coastal Georgia, where we're based in Brunswick, and then across the state over in Albany in southwest Georgia. We're also developing a region in the Athens area. And then because, as you know, and a lot of us in Metro Atlanta know, getting around Metro Atlanta can be a challenge. So we also have active programs on the ground in Cobb County and down in Noonan, Georgia, in Coweta County. So we're not just Atlanta, we're spread out all over the state. And those programs, particularly coastal and southwest Georgia, are just catching on like wildfire. So people all over the state have the opportunity to support us. And those are kind of hubs, but also we branch out into a lot of the surrounding counties with our school groups where they're not just school groups, they're also community groups where places like churches, after school programs, and things like that can have their own grief support group for kids that attend their school or their programs.
Well, I tell you what, in just sharing that story, and we don't realize, you know, grief and the role it plays and things along those lines. So, not only having a solid array of services for youth, adults, really families and communities, but you are making sure to have a presence, not just here in Metro Atlanta, but across the state. And that definitely speaks volumes about the work you're doing. And speaking volumes, I know you and others are working diligently on a big event coming up at the end of April. If you would walk us through the name of the event, what are some of the things that are taking place and things of that sort?
Right. Well, let me touch base on one thing I should have mentioned previously is that we also have virtual programming, and we've literally had participants from all over the world, in addition to all over the state. So I didn't want people to have the impression that you have to come to a physical location. Kate's Club has a lot of opportunities, particularly in our young adults program, to do a lot virtually. So that's an important piece that I wanted to emphasize. And you're right, end of this month, we've got kind of our event of the year. It's the 2025 Morning Glory Gala and live auction. And we're really looking forward to the opportunity to bring our community together to both raise funds for Kate's Club, but it's more than just the usual gala where you go and you raise a glass and you bid in an auction and things like that. It's really an incredible community event, a community building event for our supporters, where everyone comes together from member families to our donors to corporate sponsors to a lot of the philanthropic community in Atlanta and beyond. We're excited to have some of those outside the metro Atlanta area sponsors and donors this year joining us for the event to recognize our growth from around the state. And this year we're coming together under the theme of connection and how people really make and build on connections both within their family and outside their family in the greater community for those who are grieving.
Wow, it sounds like a tremendous experience. And as you noted, galas in and of themselves are just wonderful events. But it sounds like you are bringing a great cross reference of not only the youth and the families that you serve, but like you said, different points of interest, donors, and just people who really see the organization at work. Could you share with us, in addition to, I'll say, the combo of the celebration, the awareness, and the community building, are there opportunities for people, whether it's purchasing a ticket, doing a sponsorship, or just doing a general donation? So, especially if they're not able to be there physically, they can still lend some level of support. Of course, word of mouth and share the info, but what are some support opportunities that are available leading up to the event?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a fun event, so I highly encourage people to come. Andrew, I know you like to have a good time, and I think you would love the event that we put together. We've got a great band this year called Will and the Exclamation Points. They're one of Metro Atlanta's hottest dance party bands, so that will cap off our evening after really being able to connect. And one thing I like to talk about with the Morning Glory Gala is the name it comes from. And I was really surprised to learn about it. They named the gala officially in 2019. Kate's Club history goes all the way back to 2003. Their first gala event started in 2013, but in 2019 they renamed it the Morning Glory Gala. I didn't know a lot about flowers. Andrew, you seem like a guy who's probably given out a lot of flowers over the years, and so you probably already knew this. But the Morning Glory is a flower that closes at night and then gradually reopens throughout the day. And there's no more perfect representation of how grief works, because you may come across a friend or a family member, someone you know who is grieving, and yet they're the life of the party. They're on top of the world. They're having a really great time, and all of us have our good days and bad days. Sometimes we're up and down, but that is so intensified during the grieving process that the next time you see them, they might be like that morning glory flower at night where they've closed off and they're having a really difficult time. So that's kind of the thing with grief. There's no predictability of when it comes. And so, to have that flower represent what this party's like, because it's hard to say to someone who's not familiar with our work to say, come to this party with us. We're celebrating grief. That doesn't come across, as something that you would celebrate, but it is really the representation of the kind of community that we're building to show it's okay to have those highs. And then when you have those lows, you've got others around you helping you through it. And so our gala is about recognizing that. And the gala starts off at 5 p.m. with the VIP reception for those that want to give at a higher level of sponsorship for the group. There are two ways you can start doing that. At our lowest sponsorship level, it's $2,003, recognizing the year we were founded in 2003. You can sponsor at that level. You can also buy a table at the level of $3,000, which is 8 seats. And then we have higher and higher sponsorship opportunities going up to $35,000 for a presenting sponsor who has a lot of opportunities to really engage in the event. It starts off with a cocktail hour at 6 o'clock for everyone who wants to buy an individual ticket. You come in for that cocktail hour, and we've got a lot of fun things coming. We've got one of those 360 photo booths where you can kind of get in there and do the video with a friend and really show off your party clothes. And Andrew, you're a well-dressed man, I can tell already. So if you're able to make it with us, I want to get in that 360 booth with you so we can really show off our duds, because I've got a cool black suit I'm planning to wear. And so there are things like that that are a lot of fun. That'll transition into a dinner where you get to meet and see a video of one of our families who have really experienced Cape Club for a number of years now and have really built a connection with each other. They're going to join us for the event, so we're really excited about that. We'll have a few speakers, but more importantly, an incredible dinner there at the Grand Hyatt Buckhead, which puts on the best events that I've ever been involved with, and has some of the most amazing food that you could want. And then we'll cap the night off, like I said, with Will and the exclamation points, dancing the night away. And I failed to mention in there, during our cocktail hour, we have a silent auction. During the dinner, we have a live auction, and those are some of the most fun times with the competition that goes, with people trying to compete for those prizes and things like that. And you mentioned opportunities for people at home. We actually, about a week before auction, will make our silent auction available to those who can't join us, so they can bid on items leading up through and even on that night, so they can join us that way. And we got some really cool options in that silent auction that we'll be featuring. We haven't quite unveiled those yet, but we're going to kind of put those out on social media. So if somebody's interested in finding out about that, they can email us at Kate's Club. Tickets are already on sale on our website, as well as those sponsorship opportunities for those that are looking to sponsor the event and be more involved in Kate's Club like that. So there's just a number of ways people can participate, and we welcome them all.
Wow, I tell you what, it really sounds like obviously everybody top to bottom has been working hard, working smart. You've got a well-planned evening, like you said, the VIP reception at 5, the general reception at 6, the full dinner. I love how you're doing not only your live auction, but your silent auction. And like you said before, even people who aren't able to physically be there can still be a part of the silent auction piece. A great venue, like you said, the Grand Hyatt Buckhead. And the only thing I did not catch was the date. That's going to be the last Saturday of April, correct?
Correct. That's the most important part. April 26th, Saturday evening, there at the Grand Hyatt in Buckhead.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, during our conversation, you shared with us the mission and purpose and programming that Kate's Club does. You also reminded people it's not just physical locations in Metro Atlanta. There's physical locations, different parts of the state. You're doing, I'll say, boots on the ground with churches and fellow nonprofits, fellow community entities, virtual options, and again with your gala taking place at the end of the month, April 26th, correct? April 26th.
April 26th, yes.
You are providing another in-person engagement opportunity for people. And again, like you said, the virtual, the virtual piece with the silent auction, so people can still be a part of it. Before we wrap up and wind down, two things. Before you give us again the date, time, location, and website where people can find out more. When you look at everything that you're doing, through Kate's Club, through your previous experience, do you have a takeaway or words of insight that you'd like to give, whether it's tied in with what you're doing now, what you have done, or just some words to think about or words to live by?
Absolutely. And in a lot of work, but in grief in particular, it can be very isolating. So we always want anyone out there who is suffering and feeling isolated because of a death to know that they're not alone. They don't have to grieve alone. Kate's Club is here for them, and we hope they reach out to us and become part of our club, our Kate's Club. And that is easily found at katesclub.org. That's Kate's plural, katesclub.org. And you can find resources there, ways to reach out to us. You can find a connection to the auction to come on. And, even if you don't want something auction related, but you want to help a little bit with some of the members that we've talked about, you can donate on there at any level. And we're glad to have you become part of Kate's Club.
Well, I tell you what, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to share, the work that the foundation is doing, the role that you play, again, the locations, the different options, the ways that I like to say you're casting as wide a net as possible to help equip and empower as many as possible. A reminder of the gala, which is April 26th. So there's still time to get on board with the gala. And even if people cannot be there in person, there are, again, through that silent auction, virtual opportunities for engagement and just general engagement. So again, as we get ready to close out, you can find our article on our website, acenortonccs.com. Click on the menu for articles and coverage, and in the subcategory, community and nonprofits, you can make sure to add us at Creative Community Solutions LLC on Facebook and YouTube. You'll be able to read the article there and capture any of the video that we have. Ace Norton CCS on Instagram and Twitter for reminders about the article, and it will be available on LinkedIn and Medium, which is one of the press-related sites. So, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time hearing about the foundation and the work taking place, please do not let it be your last. Continue to connect, engage, support as fully as possible to all. Until next time, take very good care. Have a great day, week, and we look forward to seeing you real soon.